Alrighty. Hi everyone, I'm back with a different type of video. So this video is about this diary that I purchased. It is a stranger's diary I bought online, but full disclaimer, I am not showing this to expose anyone. I'm not trying to disrespect anyone by any means. I personally like to collect handwritten diaries because I think that it is an art, it is a craft. I'm working on my own 5-year journal right now, and this is what this diary is here. And I hope that one day, if my family no longer wants to keep it, going down the family line, that someone who loves writing and the art of it appreciates it enough to purchase it or take it off their hands so that it can be cherished. Because I know that Carol Reichman would want this diary to be cared for because she spent many years pouring her thoughts and heart and soul and family memories into this. And I just want to share a little glimpse of that with you. So this is to honor her legacy, to support writing and appreciate the art that this is. So this is Carol Lee Reichman. It begins in 1951 in some pages, and I believe 1952 in others. So I bought it online. It says this book belongs to Carol Lee Reichman, date July 13th, 1950. And it was a gift from Grandma Youngland. Now, the interesting thing about this is it doesn't start on January 1st. When I got it, this is exactly how it was. It begins on February 21st. A lot of these pages are loose, just kind of put in here, like folded over. I'll go ahead and start to jump to some of these things that are in here that I think is really interesting. I hope you'll find interesting as well. So Carol felt this was important. She cut it out and put it in here, and it is wedding anniversaries, gifts that you would get for the first year paper, second year cotton, third year leather, fourth is fruits and flowers, fifth is wooden, sixth is sugar or candy, and so on and so forth. So she felt passionate enough about that to put this in here, which I think is really interesting. And then if we skip forward a little bit more, yeah, I believe this is the next one. There is a little envelope that says diary key, and the key to this is in here. I do not lock it because, I just don't want to risk losing this key, and I like to look through it, but I do keep it tucked away in here. And then the other thing that I found, let's see where it's at, this way. If you go all the way back here to October, there's this pilgrim track calendar, the door of opportunity. It says, our opportunities for reaching the lost with the gospel message is swiftly passing away. Millions will soon be in eternity who may never be reached in any other way than a tract. The Pilgrim Tract Society of Randleman, North Carolina. And on the back, it has this little calendar for 1955. There's ink on it from her writing, but I thought this was really interesting in here as well. And then you can flip through more. As you can see, it's very full. This was well loved, well cared for. Because it's been, 70 years now. So, or a little over 70 when it began. So there's birthdays in here in the back, and there's special events. So some of this I do have a hard time reading. So special events. My biggest, it looks like doll was 2 years old, the 28th of December. December 23rd, 51. Got my accordion. Oh, there's one other paper in here, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Where's it at? which is a receipt, which is very interesting. And here it is. So right here, it has a receipt for March 3rd of 1956, and it says wedding ring, and it was $27. And I'm not sure if this was when it was purchased or, but this is amazing, and I'm so glad that it's in here, and it's, gosh, just a beautiful thing to have in here. And when I, start deciphering more of this and reading into it, I hope that that was like the initial purchase receipt, because I think that's just amazing and beautiful. Okay, let's go back to where we were. 53-inch, $18 for, I don't know if that says bracelet or beachlet, maybe it's initials and a last name. Bonnie got her diamond from Bob for Christmas. Verna got a diamond from Kennett Stuff for Christmas. Every one of Grandma's kids home for Christmas and to church the next day. Isn't that wonderful? Every one of Grandma's kids home for Christmas and to church the next day. That is so beautiful. March 10th of 51. Let's see, Elder got his Papa's papers. Got his papers, said had to take first. Elder got his papers, said he has to take, oh gosh, see, some of it's hard to decipher. So if you guys are reading along with this and can decipher any of it, please let me know, because I'm so interested by this, and I want to know, Carol's story, and just be able to cherish this even more for how beautiful it is that this is still available. Dolores had a baby boy January 13th, and I can't wait to take him to six. I'm not sure. Then got back family Sunday morning at 8. Kept baby at grandma for about 5.5 hours. So January 31st keeps getting. Oh, let's take him to. These get blue. I think this is about. So that looks like it was unfortunately an illness in a child, which is devastating. So this next one is birthday. This is Daddy, Dale S. Maybe Garrett, Stephen, Carol, Helen, Mother, Ellen. There's all kinds of birthdays on here. And it continues to the next page. And then anniversaries. It says Mr. and Mrs. Howell Reichman, October 4th, 1925. So that's probably either Carol's parents or grandparents here. Mr. and Mrs. Dale Stoltzman, January 4th. Mr. and Mrs. Virgil. I can't decipher that last name, but April 10th. And it has a Christmas list section. I don't believe anything's wrote in here. Oh, here's an address for Phoenix, Arizona. And if by any chance this was ever sold like mistakenly, I absolutely would want the family to reach out, with some proof of who this is, of course, because I don't want someone to take advantage of it, but with some proof of who this is, and I would happily give it back to the family to keep. But I just think, well, it's in my possession. I want to cherish it, and I feel so blessed to have this in my possession. So we can try and read some of this. Didn't take music lesson. I went to school. Something. BC wasn't locked. Judy went to Zeke's. Steven looks better. I think that's a name. Husband. Oh, someone's husband died on the 18th. Played basketball. School. David and Lila and Dolores, Virgil, Terry, Judy, Sissy, and Richie. Worked from 8 to 1. Lois showed me how to give. Beth gave this, helped with 2. Something 4:30 to 6:30. Went home. It says 5 cents. It says something. Then home. Judy's sick. Chad rode around with kids, though Judy might have polio. Oh. So as you can see, a lot of this is a little hard to decipher. Went to school, Dolores, Terry, Virgil, Steven went to Poggers. Dolores take baby to the doctor. He said he was doing just fine. And it's interesting to see the same people mentioned year after year on the same days. So like, I know that's happened when I've flipped through this a couple of times, because I've had possession of this for about a year now, and I've been just kind of working my way through it one page at a time, just flipping to random pages here and there. And if at any point, you could feel free to pause the video, and if you want to help me decipher any of this, and leave it in the comments, what day, what line. I would love some help with this. 6 came in afternoon. She was definitely a fan of this blue ink, which I love. I think is beautiful. And then seems like 1952, she used a lot of pencil, and then jumped back to this blue ink. So I'm imagining she had a fountain pen that she probably had dedicated to this diary here. I just think this is so beautiful. Oh, only 28 days for year 51. This is memoranda. So I think at the end of each month, there's like a little page where they can just put, or she could just put notes or additional little things. And if you guys are interested, I will happily make this a series. We can, flip through a couple pages at a time, try and decipher it. I would love to do that. love to learn more about Carol. And if by any chance, like I said, if you know a Carol Reichman who was in Arizona area or possibly North Carolina that would be in high school around 1951, please let me know. And we can help, and we can hopefully, find more about Carol, or if the family, was hoping to have this returned to them, if it was unintentionally sold. But it was a singular item listed. I didn't buy it bulk. It was on Etsy actually. So I think it was probably intentionally sold, but maybe it got into the hands of someone who wasn't necessarily supposed to sell it. But either way, I love seeing this and knowing, like, even though Carol may have passed by now, there's a good possibility that it's been, 75 years since she was in high school, that her legacy is living on, her stories continuing to be told, her memories are still living. And, we're able to appreciate that because of her. And I just think that's beautiful. So every time I pull out my own 5-year journal, I think of Carol and just how amazing it is that this has been cared for so well all these years. So it looks like at some point she tried taping it back together where it had been coming apart. Yeah. So I don't know if that was just wear and tear through the years or if there was something that happened with us at that point to tear this, but I'm trying to keep it together as best I can here. Some of the residues kind of ate through here. So what I'm reading here, it looks, I got nursing lecture, wrote to other, which would be even more beautiful if she was a nurse, because that's what I do. And again, I think it's just so beautiful because it looks like she's mentioned working at a hospital a few times, working shifts, helping people. She's wrote down nursing. So I think that says RN right there. It's just incredible to think of like how different of a time this was wrote in. She was living in the same world that we are, but just the times were so different. It looks like she was very family oriented. She always mentions her mother and father. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and stop at April 1st here. And we'll just we can make this a series. You know, if you guys are interested, we'll stop here and I can always come back. Let me know. And if you was able to decipher anything, please let me know. And on the off chance you would happen to know Carol Reichman or her family, I am very grateful for any information that you guys have, or even just helping decipher, or if you just are joining along here. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys again soon.